Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back to the news at 10, reaching you live from Lagos. Do remember, you can still find all our top stories on our website, is channelstv.com. Well, here are some pictures our eyewitness reporters sent in. The major headline is the effect of the rain which fell for most parts of yesterday, over 13 hours in some areas. These pictures shows the areas of Abuja, Agric and Ibobo in Ikorodu, Lagos State, where this vehicle is submerged in floods. Where's that picture now? Not to worry though. People wading through a flooded road and massive flood water flowing through the streets. The next is also from Lagos, where in Alaka Estate in Surulere, our eyewitness reporter shows how the flood made movement difficult. And last, we move to Ibafo in Ogun State. Our eyewitness reporter captures the scene of discomfort for the people. All eyewitness reporters shared one voice, which is for the authorities to urgently address the situation before it gets worse. I want to thank you so much indeed for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Normalcy has returned to Kuje community following a riot that broke out this morning at the medium prison located in the area. A statement from the FCT command of the Nigerian Prison Service explains that the riot started at about 10 a.m. following an altercation between inmates and some prison officers during a routine cell search. Last June, 2 inmates escaped from the Kuje prison facility in a jailbreak, which have also been recorded in other parts of the country, including Kotunkarfe in Kogi State, Nsukka in Enugu State, and Abakaliki in Ebonyi State, leading to the escape of several inmates. Let's quickly shift gears now on the news at 10 as we take you to our Abuja studios, where Gloria is standing by to take us through. Gloria.
Hello, Gimba. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has refused to hear the bail application filed by the leader of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky. When ruling on the application, Justice Okon Abang says that since the main suit was already ongoing before another judge of the federal high court, the applicant ought to obtain leave of court to hear the matter. Justice Abang explains that the applicant failed to serve the Department of State Services, the Inspector General of Police, and the Attorney General of the Federation, who are respondents. Mr. El-Zakzaky and his wife, Malama Zina Ibrahim, were arrested following a confrontation between the group and soldiers, which resulted in several deaths and destruction of property on December 12th and 14th, 2015. The case, which has been before Justice Kolawole, has been adjourned to September 20, 2016. The federal government has asked the National Space Research and Development Agency to apply space science and technology in addressing the nation's security and economic challenges. The Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, made this appeal at the 16th Annual Space National Dialogue of the agency in Abuja. He called for intense research effort on Nigeria's peculiar situation.
The National Space Research and Development Agency was established in 1999 to pursue the development and application of space science and technology for economic benefits. How much of these objectives have been achieved is debatable. After enumerating the economic potentials of the sector, the Director General of the agency says it's time to review how it has fared since inception.
The West African market is estimated to be about 200 subscribers. That in itself is more than enough market. The annual space dialogue also provides opportunity to submit ourselves for peer review.
The Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, however, appeals to the agency to make researches that will solve Nigeria's peculiar challenges.
I would like to use this opportunity to ask NASRDA to intensify their research in areas that will show creativity and help us solve peculiar problems to us.
The guest lecturer, Professor Ebidapo Obe, says space science can help to solve security challenges, including rescuing the abducted Chibok schoolgirls.
Our challenges of health, there are modules. Sometimes I wonder when we talk about some of our current challenges, and somebody will say, oh, Nigeria does not know where the Chibok girls are. I find it very difficult to believe. Of course, we all know where the Chibok girls are, but we are afraid of collateral damage. So it's quite clear, and this is because of satellite images that we have.
The National Space Center had in 2003 launched the first satellite, the Nigeria Sat-1, into space. 4 years later, another satellite, the NIGCOM Sat-1, was also launched. Many, however, still argue that the effects of those efforts are yet to be felt.
A new roadmap to guide the Ministry of Education in repositioning Nigeria's education sector has been released by the federal government. Presenting the draft 2016-2019 Ministerial Strategic Plan in Abuja, the Minister of Education, Mr. Adamu, reaffirmed government's commitment to revamping the sector. He asked Nigerians to join the government in the efforts to return the nation's education to the path of excellence. The 2006 to 2015 Education Master Plan, launched under the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, was meant to fashion out new policies that would enable the sector emerge from its declining status, especially on issues pertaining to Nigeria's education for all policy, infrastructural decay occasioned by institutional and legislative constraints. But with the expiration of the policy in 2015, the Minister for Education stresses the need for a new strategic plan.
While the world is producing knowledge professionals, as I tell you, we are grappling with students out of school. At the primary, secondary, and at the tertiary level, we are only able to admit 17 to 18% of students who qualify. For this reason, many people believe that the whole country, not just emergency areas, need a Marshall Plan. What we have produced is not a Marshall Plan, but it is the foundation upon which a Marshall Plan can be built.
The Director, Department of Educational Planning, Research and Development, highlights the focus of the strategic plan.
We are faced with a myriad of problems in the education sector, among which are low access to basic education. We've had the long-drawn and vexed issue of 10.5 million out-of-school children, depreciating quality of education over the years. Many children at basic level, they are in school but cannot read or write.
For the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, the falling standard of education is traceable to the failure of the past governments to regulate the teaching profession.
For a long time, the education sector has been bastardized, and anybody interested in academics will appreciate what I'm saying.
The new strategic plan, when adopted and implemented by the experts, is expected to arm the nation's youths with the skills they require to face the challenges of the 21st century. Well, that's it from Abuja. It's over now to Melinda for business news.
You first. First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. The Acting Director General of the Bureau for Public Procurement, Mr. Ahmed Abdul, has announced plans to start the pilot phase of the electronic procurement system in 6 ministries. Mr. Abdul was speaking at a meeting in Abuja, says a total of 48 billion naira is expected to be saved from the new initiative.
There exist huge opportunities for savings that will be realized by the federal government from the implementation of e-procurement. The total non-payroll spend for the federal government, based primarily on the proposed budget for 2006, for the selected 6 pilot ministries is approximately 1.46 trillion naira. It is projected that if e-procurement is implemented on this pilot scheme, the potential financial savings will be up to 48 billion naira this year.
The local bourse opened the final trading week in August on a negative note as investors wait for the latest inflation figures expected to be released soon. Let's join Bolaji Akinwale for more details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The equities market opened on a weak note on Monday as the all-share index shaved off 0.3% to close at 27,415.22. The market's capitalization dropped to 9.4 trillion naira as investors take profits. Market volume came in at over 69 million shares, valued at 584.5 million naira, and traded in 2,041 deals. The advances chart shows Union Homes, Nigeria Police Force, Microfinance Bank, and 7-Up as the top price gainers. On the decliners table, Unity Bank, NACO, and Diamond Bank shed weight from the share prices, and bank stocks recorded the highest units of shares. The leaders in this group include FBN Holdings, FCMB, and Diamond Bank. And that's it on the Stock Market Report. I am Bolaji Akinwale.
Thank you so much, Bolaji. Now let's check out the numbers from major world markets. They are mixed on Monday, following comments from the U.S. Federal Reserve's chairman about the next move for U.S. interest rates. That's business news. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami. It's back to you, Gimba.
You first. First Bank.
And next on the news at 10, Team Nigeria names 23 athletes for 2016 Paralympic Games in Rio. That's coming up on Sports News. Stay with us.